Здравствуйте, друзья! С вами снова Билли Бонс и Шерлок Холмс. Мы продолжаем осмотр места преступления. В прошлый раз, видимо, мы что-то забыли осмотреть. Стол был осмотрен. Тело мы осмотрели. Вроде как все осмотрено. Нур.
It appears that the bell rope was cut by someone taller than me.
Так, а что же мы забыли осмотреть?
This door leads to the upstairs bedrooms. Apparently the criminals did not venture there. This door leads to the upstairs bedrooms. Apparently the criminals did not venture there.
Давайте еще раз посмотрим. Здесь посмотрено. Здесь вроде тоже все осмотрели. Стол осмотрен. Очень интересно, и как они покидали. Таймс. А в сарайчик мы попасть не можем. Так, ну я что-то пока ничего не вижу такого.
This house feels rather sinister. I can't say that I like it.
Осмотреть место преступления в гостиной. Ну, мы осмотрели. Я вот не понимаю, что мы упускаем. Говорить с Ватсоном.
A hunter scene. The Brackenstall family appear to be preoccupied with
Вот.
hunting.
Что-то мы еще не осмотрели. Но эта картина не осматривается.
Antique hunting weapons.
Здесь тоже вроде ничего. Это мы все осмотрели.
Have you found any interesting clues yet, Mr. Holmes?
Ну, ребят, я что-то не вижу ничего. Тело мы осмотрели. А мы все. А, вот шнур. Тул.
Sailor's knots. That's interesting. This rope was handled by the murderers. We need a scent hound to follow their trail. I will take it with me.
Дядь Тоби.
This is the chair that Lady Brackenstall was tied to.
This case is a simple one, isn't it, Holmes?
I've searched outside for footprints without any luck.
Oh, what a horrible thing.
Так, значит, отправляемся на Бейкер-стрит за Тобби.
Come on, Toby. We need the best nose in the British Empire on this case. I agree with you, Toby, that Watson's shoe is preferable to Mrs. Hudson's cold cuts.
Так. Эбби Грейнджер. Вот он, Тобби. Песик наш. Бассет Хаунд.
Search, Toby.
Смотрите-ка, след ведет сарайчик. Мимо сарайчика.
The scent leads to the well. I should check it. Brave Toby. The best nose in the British Empire.
Все? А, нет.
The intruder's trail is lost behind this wall.
Так, и что дальше нам делать? Интересно почувствовать себя собакой.
The intruders entered the shed for some reason when they were making off with the silverware. The criminals left the house through the French window. They walked to the shed, then across to the well, before fleeing by climbing over the wall. I wonder why they chose such a winding route. This hook might be useful. Small gardening tools, nothing of great interest. Bags of seed. Some empty bags were recently moved. This old suitcase sounds hollow. It must be empty.
Угу.
There's something glittering at the bottom there, but how can I reach it?
Серебро.
Silverware. This is hardly a coincidence. The Brackenstall coat of arms. It appears that we have found the stolen silverware.
М. Вот так, не противоречит. Давайте посмотрим, что нам теперь нужно сделать. Просить и проанализировать шнур.
We found your silverware, Lady Brackenstall. It had not been taken very far.
Is that true? I am very thankful to you, Mr. Holmes.
Your ladyship?
Что-то не верится в ее высказывание.
We found your mistress's silverware.
Oh, that's good news. You really are as clever as they say.
Indeed. Inspector, I have recovered the stolen silverware.
You are a wizard, Mr. Holmes. And where is it?
In the garden well.
Excuse me?
Unique, isn't it?
Rather absurd. What is the point of stealing silverware and then throwing it down into a well?
Perhaps it was used as a temporary hiding place, or simply the thieves wanted to get rid of it. It is up to us to solve this mystery.
Так, отправляемся на Бейкер-стрит и проведем анализ. Ура!
Let us see how the rope was cut. The fibers at the end of the rope are smoothly cut. Let us try to find out what tool was used to cut the rope. The fibers from this cut appear to be different. The fibers from this cut appear to be different. If I cut the rope with a knife, it matches the original.
Так. Возможно, был моряком. Искать моряка. Найти подозреваемого моряка. А как его найти?
What should we do next, Holmes?
Давайте, наверное, с инспектором Лестрейдом пообщаемся. Приходится много бегать туда-сюда. Загрузка, перезагрузка и... Я этого не очень люблю. Робби дома остался.
Holmes, don't look at me like that. I don't know what to think about all this.
Oh, what a horrible thing to have happened.
Please leave my Mary alone. She suffered so much. She
Так.
deserves some rest.
Найти подозреваемого моряка. Очень интересно. Искать в архиве. Вот чего. Вот мы глупые, а. Да, вот как я говорил, приходится бегать туда-сюда. Как говорится, дурака ноги носят. Да? Что нам нужно? Гибралтарская скала, 1893 год. Название корабля и год, когда леди горничные покинули Австралию. Так. Искусство, архитектура, газеты. 93 год.
My search must be focused upon the ship's name and year of...
Прибытие Гибралтарской скалы. Сухогруз компании линия Аделинда. Саутгемптон, Лондон. Конрад Центр, Джеймс Стрит, Лондон. Вернулся после 6-месячного плавания с заходом в порты Индии, Новой Зеландии, Австралии. На корабле в Англию прибыла мисс Фрезер, наследница семьи Фрезеров, землевладельцев из Австралии. Эта очаровательная юная леди уже объявила о помолвке с сэром Юстасом, одним из богатейших людей. Задание для Уиггинса. Что нам опять с мараком?
The Adelaide, Southampton, London line, and its address. Interesting. It must be the place where they keep the records, including the one for the crew of the Rock of Gibraltar.
I think that if you pretend you're from Scotland Yard, they'll give it to you without any problems.
But I have another solution. I'll call in the specialist.
Wiggins, could you come upstairs, please?
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
I need a register, my young friend. If you could borrow it, there will be half a guinea for every one of you. I need the crew list of the Rock of Gibraltar in 1893 and their current employment.
I'm straight on it, Mr. Holmes.
Do you really think they'll find it, Holmes?
My secret police is better than the Yard in many ways.
Here it is, Mr. Holmes. But we can't take it back. It's too risky.
Put it on the table. I'll take care of it. Good work, young Wiggins. This list shows the senior officers of the Rock of Gibraltar, on which Lady Brackenstall and her maid made their voyage. Lady Brackenstall does not know anyone in England. This must mean that someone on this list is our mysterious visitor. And these are the lists of the senior officers of the Adelaide, Southampton, London Line ships. Let us find out who was in London upon November the 7th.
Так.
This list shows the senior officers of the Rock of Gibraltar. This officer is still at sea, therefore he cannot be involved. This officer is still at sea, therefore he cannot be involved.
Так, Чарльз.
This officer was on a ship that sailed half a month ago. He wasn't in London at the time of the crime.
Томас. Так. Герберт.
I do not think that this sailor has any connection to the case. This officer was on a ship that sailed half a month ago. He wasn't in London at the time of the crime. I do not think that this sailor has any connection to the case.
Так.
Mr. Jack Crocker was in London upon the date of the crime, and he is due to depart in 2 days.
Томас. Томас
This officer
Уокер.
is still at sea, therefore he cannot be involved.
И Герберт.
This officer is still at sea,
Williamson.
therefore he cannot be involved. Captain Jack Crocker is our mysterious visitor. He was the only one around at the time of the murder.
Так, что мы должны делать? Пригласить
This
Кроукера.
Crocker. Do you think...
It would be interesting to meet him. Our young friend should be able to find him.
Так.
Wiggins, could you find a way to bring this Captain Crocker here to us?
Here? Holmes, that could be dangerous.
No problem, Mr. Holmes.
Mr. Holmes, I was informed that you were looking for me, and I'd like to know why.
Yes, it is important that we talk. You will soon understand why. You are acquainted with Lady Mary Brackenstall, are you not?
Yes, I think I do remember her, from when I was first officer, but I still don't see...
It seems your relationship went beyond that of mere passenger and first officer.
How dare you?
Indeed, how reckless a feeling is love, particularly if one is prepared to commit a murder in its name.
Explain yourself this instant.
You are aware that the murder made the headlines of the morning press. You read the newspaper report, but to your dismay, found it much fabricated. Once you learned that I wanted to see you, you came straight away. You needed to know what I had found.
You... and what do you know?
That evening, you were with Lady Brackenstall, despite the danger.
I'm not afraid, Mr. Holmes. Besides, all of this is just guesswork.
You would be right if there was no evidence.
What then?
Что еще мы не видим? Газетные чернила, а где они были? На руке. Вот где газетные чернила были, а мы их не заметили. Ну, ничего страшного.
Lady Brackenstall was tied to a chair on the night of the murder. And it was you who tied her up.
You call that evidence?
Yes, as she was tied with a sailor's knot. Your handiwork.
So, it's a sailor who's done it. That proves nothing, Mr. Holmes. I'm not the only sailor in London right now. Your theory is flawed anyway. On the night of the murder, I was aboard the Sharp. I was supervising the repair of a porthole.
At night?
It was an emergency. There was a leak. You can ask the ship's carpenter. He can confirm.
I'm sure that he can.
Perfect. In that case, we have nothing more to talk about. Good evening, gentlemen.
Holmes, what should we do now? Would you like to check his alibi?
No. There is no doubt that these men will testify in his favor, and there will be no way to check.
So, what then?
So, we must work with what we have. We have all the puzzle pieces.
Now I understand why you dissected the bell rope.
Так, ну что ж, давайте, наверное, на сегодня на этом закончим. Похоже, дело будет очень коротким по сравнению со всеми прошлыми делами. Подписывайтесь на канал, ставьте лайки, оставляйте комментарии. Дальше все будет только интересней. А на сегодня я с вами прощаюсь. Всем пока.